Joe Rogan just reacted to the idea of Conor McGregor fighting Ilia Topuria at the UFC White House card, and the MMA world is going crazy.
Conor is kind of a good example of that. Conor is fantastic in the beginning of a fight.
Right.
But, man, he gets to them third, fourth, and fifth rounds, and he takes, like, the Nate Diaz fight, the second fight.
He becomes human.
He turned and walked away from him.
He becomes very human.
He needed that break so badly.
You know who would grow even bigger as a superstar if they did a podcast? Your podcast?
Who?
Conor McGregor.
Oh yeah.
I've sat down with
How
Conor.
big can he get?
Well, I'm just. I think he would get less hate. Obviously, he has all the accolades in the world. But as a person, if you sat down and you talked to him, you just didn't get all that hoopla over here. You sat down, and talked to him. I think you'd be even bigger.
When he retires, you will get that.
Well, we almost did it before. There was some trying to figure out times like before he became gigantic, before the Diaz fight, before he won the title. There was some talk about it. It's just, you know what, man? For better or for worse, I don't chase anybody. I know there's some great guests. Like I know there's some people that I would really like to get on, but if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen.
Yeah. Hey, is Conor McGregor ever going to fight in the UFC again?
I mean, if you see, he's been posting videos of himself training. He's back in the pool now. He wants the White House fight.
Okay. Because I've seen him train, but I've also seen him party a lot recently.
I've seen a lot of photos of him recently.
Yeah, there's been some photos. There's been a lot of things going around, so I didn't know if he was coming back.
Well, listen, if he starts getting in shape and training and stays the course, that's the fight he wants. He keeps telling me he wants that fight, so
okay.
We'll see how it plays out over the next several months.
Okay. This isn't just hype about another fight. It's about Conor McGregor finally returning to the octagon after years of doubt. Dana White has said clearly that for the White House card, only fighters he fully trusts will compete. Jon Jones have been left out because he's seen as unreliable and unpredictable. But McGregor, despite all his issues outside the cage, has been chosen to headline the biggest UFC event ever. That shows just how powerful his stuff.
UFC is coming to the White House. Are you excited about this? I mean, have you thought about? I mean, it's a pretty cool.
I'm ecstatic. The Mac is back, and what better event than to grace the White House lawn for a straighter? What I do best. I'm very, very excited, very eager, very motivated. Bring it on, baby.
Do you think that's when you maybe come back? I mean, what about comeback for you as far as fighting?
I'm very happy that it's June. It was on in July. Now it's a month earlier. Even better. Bring it to April. Why not? Let's celebrate the birthday early. I celebrate my birthday months in advance.
So we could potentially see possibly White House Conor McGregor.
That's a definitely.
That's awesome.
For sure. That's my event.
That is your event. That is
for sure.
We're going to be on the fucking south lawn of the White House. Give a shit if it's just my production people. Yeah. I'm good.
Yeah, it's insane.
The fighters are going to walk out of the Oval Office. When they walk, they're walking from the Oval Office. Yeah,
bro. For just American history, like this will be looked back on forever.
I mean, even people in other countries will want to see. And the way that we're doing this thing, like let's say this is goofy, but this is the octagon, right? We're building this arch, almost like the St. Louis arch, like this, and the lighting grid will go above the octagon. So when we shoot this fight, right, this whole backdrop will be the White House. And then when the cameras move over and the fight's this way, it's all the Washington Monument, the monument on this side. Then there's a park that's sort of connected to the White House. And we'll have 85,000 people there with big screens. And we're going to do concerts. We're going to do UFC X there. We're going to take over DC the whole week.
Wow. There's another big event that's coming in 2026 that I got to talk to you about. The rumors are swirling about. It's this White House event for the UFC. How excited are you about this? Because it looked like when this became a potential, you started getting fired up.
Oh, yeah. Listen, I love one-of-one type events like the Sphere last year for UFC Noche. The White House is literally the unicorn of one-of-one events. We're going to be on the South Lawn. We'll have under 5,000 fans on the South Lawn. And then the park that is connected to the White House will have 85,000 people.
Now, the possible opponent being discussed is Ilia Topuria, an undefeated champion with crazy speed and accuracy. He has beaten everyone in his way. But here's the twist. McGregor is not just any fighter. He's the one Dana White is counting on to headline the White House event. The fighter trusted to show up when Jon Jones couldn't.
Obviously, this White House story, Dana White is asked literally about the White House story every single interview he does. I almost feel bad for him, but he doesn't seem to mind. Dana White was on the Zach Gelb show. Zach does a great job, knows his stuff, asks pertinent questions, and asked Dana White about Jon Jones. And in that conversation, Dana White said something that I thought was very telling regarding Jon Jones. In case you missed it, here it is.
You said Jon Jones called you, and he apologized. What was that conversation like?
Well, it wasn't a conversation. He reached out. He wrote, like a text saying, "Listen, sorry how this all played out or whatever. I want to fight at the White House. I'm serious about that." And just one of those type of.
Has that changed your view?
No.
No, not at all.
No.
So there's no chance he's going to.
No, I appreciate it. I appreciate him reaching out and doing that. But I need people I can count on for this fight, and I know who they are. I know who they are not.
Gotcha. Well said.
And so Dana White revealing that Jon Jones apologized to him, to me, is extremely telling. What is he apologizing for? I'll tell you what he's apologizing for, as I've said multiple times, and by the way, has not been refuted by anyone. At this point, you'd think someone, if it wasn't true, would have refuted it. Jon Jones wanted a lot of money. The number that I was told was $30 million. The UFC said no, then they said yes, then they got the money. They said, "We got you the money, let's go, you versus Tom Aspinall." He said he was in, took a few days, said he was out. I've told this story a million times now. No one has refuted it. By now, you hopefully believe me. And Dana White alluded to this when he made the announcement that Jon Jones had retired and they were stripping him with the belt, or he was vacating the title, whatever semantic you want to go with, and Tom Aspinall was now the new champ. He said he gave us his word and he backed out. And now Jon Jones is apologizing for doing that, or at least it has been revealed that he apologized for doing that. And what I think is very telling about this is, as I said last week, that interview that he did on the red carpet with his PR person, Jon Jones has buyer's remorse, or at least, what is the opposite of buyer's remorse? He didn't buy anything. He has some kind of remorse. You know what I'm saying? FOMO? Maybe FOMO is the word. Thank you, Frank.
You're welcome.
He does not want to miss out on what's happening next June, next July. It sounds like June at the White House. And he realizes he should have...
For McGregor, this fight means everything. It's his chance to silence the doubters who say he's done, and to prove that the years away, the injuries, and the setbacks don't matter when the spotlight is on him.
He is and will be, whether he stops fighting or not, one of the biggest superstars in sports, period. And he's gotten to a level of success in his life. He has to, I think, be motivated by something. He's accomplished everything, and especially financially. And now he's got to find something that truly motivates him to want to come back and do this again.
Yeah.
I don't know if the White House is it, but we'll see.
Donald Trump may ask for him. Like, there's other factors involved here, no doubt about it. I also know from Dana White, he can hold a grudge. And when he says that he feels a certain way, he tends to stick to that. And so this is all very telling. But if you're wondering why he's apologizing, it's for that reason. He said he was in, and then he said he was out. And I think Dana White doesn't like to come out in front of the media and say this is 100% happening and then look like he was a liar, because I think he believed that if we got him the money, he was going to do it. And they did. And he didn't. And he'll remember that. And now he knows how much he wants to fight on this card. And so he'll say, no. You want to fight on another card? Great. Let's get a $25 million gate at the T-Mobile Arena. My big question is, do we think that this is going to be the International Fight Week event, or are they going to do this event and also an International Fight Week event? I wonder, because part of this thing with T-Mobile is they have an event usually in June, July. They've said 5,000 people is going to be at this event, or are going to be at this event. They will be missing out on a lot of business if they don't do a Vegas. People aren't going to be able to attend like they want to attend a UFC in the summertime. And so I do wonder if they're going to just replace it for this particular year or do a back-to-back.
It's a chance for Ilia Topuria to steal McGregor's spotlight, beat the biggest name in the sport, and claim his place as a new global superstar. Joe Rogan explained it clearly. Conor is still the UFC's biggest draw, and Dana White putting his trust in him shows that even now, he's seen as more reliable than Jon Jones for the most important card in UFC history. But the risk is huge. If McGregor wins, his comeback will be legendary, and his career will be reborn. If he loses, The White House card could be remembered as a night not only that Topuria defeated McGregor, but also ended the era of Conor's dominance for good. Fans and fighters are split. Some believe McGregor's timing and precise striking can catch Topuria like it did to so many others in the past. Others argue Topuria's relentless pace, youth, and hunger will overwhelm McGregor, who hasn't been in a serious fight in years. Either way, the stakes have never been higher. This isn't just a fight, it's a story. Dana White choosing to trust McGregor over Jon Jones, a legendary superstar facing an unbeaten rising star, and a White House card that could define the future of both the featherweight and heavyweight divisions.